Okay, guys, let's do this study guide. I decided to go ahead and make us another video. So real quick, number one, we are multiplying like bases. So that's a multiplying like basis. So that's going to be 2 times 2 plus 4. Multiplying like bases, you add the exponents. So that equals 2 to the 6th, which is B. What is the value of 2 to the negative 2? The negative 2, that's a negative exponent. So that means we're going to have a fraction. And we have, so that means I have 1 over 3 to the second power, which is 1 over 9. A. What is the value of 3 to the 5th over 3 to the 3rd? This is dividing like bases. When I divide like bases, I keep the base and I subtract the exponents. So 3 to the 5 minus 3, which is 3 to the second, which would be 3 times 3, and that's 9. What is 4 to the second? These parentheses right here, those parentheses mean multiply. So we have 4 to the 2 times 6, which is 4 to the 12th. C. 5 to the 0, any number to the 0 power is 1. Any number. To the 0 power is 1. Do this for me real quick. I want you to circle your name at the top of this paper. Just put a big old circle around your name. That is real important right this minute. All right, let's keep going. 3 to the 3.45 times 10 to the negative 4. I have 3.45. That is going to move 4 places to the left because it's a negative exponent. That negative exponent means I'm making a really small number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Decimal goes there. You can put a 0 there so that you can kind of match it up, and it's B. What is this in scientific notation? 3814. My decimal's here. I've got to move it so that I have only one number to the left of the decimal. So it's 3.814 times 10. I went around 3 numbers to the 3rd. It's a positive exponent because I started with a big number, a number greater than 1. All right, 8.76 times 10 to the 6. So I have 8.76. That decimal's got to move 6 places to the right. That's a positive decimal, so that means that I'm making a large number greater than 1. I've got to move 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put in those zeros. Let's put in our commas so that we know, and it's D. What is this in scientific notation? That decimal has to be picked up and moved right there so that I have one number other than 0, because the scientific notation, it's got to be a number greater than 1, greater than or equal to 1, and less than 10. So 9.32 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's a negative 6 because because this was a small number, a really small decimal number. All right. Number 10. You will get a calculator on these. Okay. You will get a calculator on these. Let's look at how we're putting this in. And you're going to put this in the calculator exactly like it is on the paper. Okay. So parentheses 4.15 times 10. Raise that up to the 4th power. Move that over, close my parentheses, plus 2.4 times 10. Raise that up to the 2nd power, enter. Okay, now we've got to write this in scientific notation. So we got 41740. We're going to take this, move it over here, and we're going to get 4.174 times 10. We went around 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers to the 4th. So that's A. Okay. Now, next one, 3.3. Oops, parentheses, 3.3 times 10 to the 3rd minus 2.1 times 10 to the 2nd. 3090. We take that decimal, move it right here, and we get 3.09 times 10 to the 3rd power. Okay. These you're just putting right in the calculator the way that they are on the paper. 3.1 times 10 to the 2nd. Gotta make that scientific notation. We move that decimal right there. We get 6.634 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 10 to the 4th. I guess the multiple choice answers are over here. And it's A. That's why that one is A. Okay. Let's put this in as a fraction. 1.8 times 10 to the 4th. 9 times 10 to the 2nd. We got 20. Now we've got to move that decimal one place. So we get 2 times 10 to the 1st. Because any number raised to the 1st power is 1, so 2 times 1. No. Raised to the 1st, so there's going to be 2 times 10, which is 20, yes. Any number raised to the 1st power. All right, is that number. So 2 times 10 is 20. All right, we're going to label these rational, irrational first, which is rational. Pi is irrational. Square root of 5 is irrational. It's a non-perfect square root. Square root of 4 is 2. That means it's rational. The ... here tells me that's irrational. So the answer there is C. Which number is not rational? Not rational. But let's do this first. This is square root of 4 is 2. That means that's rational. All fractions are rational. Non-perfect square roots are irrational. All whole numbers are rational. Which number is irrational? Pi is irrational. 9 is, the square root of 9 is 3, and that's rational. Negative numbers are rational. This repeating decimal is rational. 3.14 is it's just a terminating decimal. It's rational. Pi is irrational. The square root of 17 is irrational because it's a non-perfect square root. That ... right there tells me that is irrational. The answer is A. Which of the following is a perfect square? 16. The square roots of this are both A and B. 20. All right, I'm just going through these real quick. It's a perfect cube because that's 4 times 4 times 4. The cube root of 10 of 1,000 is 10 because 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. X squared, that was 24. I showed you my little trick today. What is the best estimate for the square root of 20? Well, I showed you today the halfway mark and the halfway mark. If we do it the way we've been doing it in class, we know that the square root of 20 falls between the square root of 16 and the square root of 25. That's 4 and 5. The halfway point's there. You do need to know what the halfway point is. All right? So if we do it the way we've been doing it in class, we're looking for the square root of 20. From 20 to 16 is 4. 16 to 25 is 9. I'm just checking myself. And 4/9. I'll go ahead and just tell you, I know that 4/9 as a decimal is 0.444 because any fraction that has a 9 as the denominator, the numerator repeating is the decimal. So 3/9 is 0.33333. 2/9 is 0.22222. So memorize that. You won't ever have to do the division. So I know now that this is going to be 4.44 repeating. And the closest and best estimate is 4.5. Which point best represents the location of the square root of -16? Well, we know that the square root of -16 goes right here at 4. I don't know what those we're doing. Square root of 24. Well, we know that the square root of 24. All right, I want to do this one again like we did in class today. Just for the fun, you can always go back and do all of them like this, and you're still going to get the answer. But for those people who, just for everybody's benefit, let's look at the square root of 24 like we did it in class today. It's going to fall between the square root of 16 and the square root of 25, which is 4 and 5. And we know that halfway between 4 and 5 is 4.5. All right? So, halfway between 16 and 25 is, now you got to do this mentally. I'm doing it on a calculator because I'm trying to hurry. It's 20.5, okay? Okay, I want to show you something though. 16 to 25 is 9 places. That means that it's 9 places from here to here. That means that from here to here is going to be 4.5. And from here to here is going to be 4.5. And 16 plus 4.5 is 20.5. So if you needed to kind of try to know how to figure that out, that's what you can do. Halfway between here and here is going to be 4.25. 4.25, right? So halfway between here and here from 16, that's 4.5. So from here to here is going to be 2.25. So 16 plus 2.25 is going to be 18.25. Halfway from here to here is 4.75. From here to here, from 20 to 25, 20 is 4.5. So halfway here is going to be 22.75. Okay, so now, and we want to know, so 24, the square root of 24 is going to fall somewhere in here. The square root of 24 is going to fall somewhere between 4.75 and 5, 22. So, on this picture, it would have to be D. All right, that's talking you through kind of what we did in class today. Now let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time the way we've been doing it in class. So the square root of 16, square root of 25, square root of 24. All right, so 16 to 24, how many places is that? That's 8 places. So we're making a fraction. 16 to 25 is 9 places. Oh, got a 9 again, so 0.888. So 4.888, which would be 4.9. 4.9. There it is. So this up here is one way you can look at it, because you can figure out that it's going to fall right in there somewhere. Or you can do it the way we've been doing it down here. So I will put this sticky note on the, I'll get it scanned in when I scan and test. Which point best represents the location of 7.627 ... 7.6 is going to be past 7 point, here's 7.5. So 7.6 would have to fall right there. So it would have to be D again. Which point represents pi times pi? Well, pi is 3.14. Rounded. Pi. It's going to be 6 point, if you just add that, you're going to get 6.28. 6.2, I'm going to, 8, which would be 6. Anyway, it's going to fall. This is 6.5. There's 6.5, so it's going to be to the left of 6.5. Okay? A computer hard disk holds of information. If Jill buys an extra memory stick, how much money will the computer hold? So she's got 8 times 10 to the 7th. She's adding 3 times 10 to the 6th. So we'll just get our calculator. 8 times, parentheses, 8 times 10 to the 7th. Plus 3 times 10 to the 6th. And that's 8, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we pick that up, move it over here, and we get 8.3 times 10 to the 7th. That's A. All right, and then we did this one in class today and determined that we had to divide 1.2 times 10 to the 19th. Sorry, 1.2 is 10 to the 19th over 5.88 times 10 to the 12th. We're going to round that to 2.4. Well, that decimal's not there yet. Sorry. We're going to take this and move it here. We get 2.4 times 10 to the 6th. D. And I just need to double check my in 1 year. How many years? Yep, I just wanted to double check and make sure this was set up right. So I just set up that proportion and cross multiplied just to double check. Okay, there it is. I will upload the key and I will stick this sticky note back here on the back when I upload it. This is number 26. And that's 2 ways. This is 1 and this is 2. That's 2 different ways that this is 2 ways to estimate. Okay, that's our 2 ways that we estimated. But I'll get this uploaded, and I want you to underline the word name, date, and period on here and circle that EX18 at the top. And if you'll flip it back over to the, well, just in the bottom right-hand corner of each page, draw me a smiley face. In the bottom right-hand corner of each page, just draw me a smiley face. All right. Thanks, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Study hard.